in total punches compared to 74 from the Englishman. Power punches, 77 to 51.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? This is DStyleBoxing. We're running into this for the first time. Subscribe to Hispanic on the Panic every Tuesday. Roundtable on Thursdays and more content. Hit the like button if you're watching on archive. Share this video on all your social media platforms. Make sure you hit the bell button. That way, every time DStyleBoxing comes on live, you get the notification. Make sure you put like all notifications on there as well. Let me first say this. Let me first say this. He's talking right now. Hold on.
Walk me through that second round. You won the first round. You seemed like you were in control, and then you get hit with that one big punch. And as you told Luke after the fight, first time you've ever been dropped.
I've never been dropped in my life. I think I got a little too excited over the moment. I knew I was in control, but I wanted just the dog. Like, I just felt like I could crack him, but he cracked me. So, yeah, there was that. So I had to adjust and say, all right, I'm going to calm down, because I knew I could beat him. I just had to get right back up and show everybody what a warrior really is like. That's why I got on my shoulder, warrior, baby. My first tattoo.
What are you feeling there, lying on the deck for the first time with a minute or so to go in that round? What's going through your mind?
I was a little dizzy, I ain't gonna lie, but I was like, you know what, it's not that bad. I mean, what's the worst this guy's gonna do? Try to come at me, I'll just block. You know what I mean? I wasn't really too worried.
You were really excited about this fight, about getting in the ring and proving yourself on this level.
All right, so call somebody out already. Come on, I want, like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Of course, I mean, Luke Campbell has never fought in his life.
Can we get a call out? Let's get a call out. Yo, is my mic on? Hold on. Wait a minute. Is my mic on, though? Right, Adams.
With or without it, you have become the shot caller in this division. You've got the popularity. These fans here tonight, everyone that follows you on social media.
Hey, don't forget, I see you, Devin. Yeah, shout out Devin Haney. I like him. We got a rivalry, but I want to fight him too.
No, that's
fight everybody.
That's the goal. That's the question. You fought one time in 2020, first fight in 2021. What do you want to do next?
Man, I really want to be a man of my word. I want to fight Tank. I know people are, worried about that one, but I'm ready for it. This fight, I fought an Olympic gold medalist. Pound for pound. At the time, Lomachenko couldn't stop him. The Naras couldn't hurt. I mean, he dropped him, but couldn't finish him. I showed today that I'm special. And I want to thank God. I almost forgot.
Yo, he said, I want to fight Devin Haney. I want to fight everybody. I want to fight Tank, he said. That's what he said. I want to fight Tank. It's interesting, man. I'll say that. I'll tell you that right now. Let's talk about the fight, man. What's up, A-Rod, Sonteo, Zeno, all you guys. Phil 508, how's it going? I got to tell you guys right now, I was very frustrated watching this fight. I got to be honest with you. Because I thought he started the first round very, very well. I think Ryan did a good job in the first round. And because the one thing he was doing, he was throwing a jab to the body. The hook to the body, I mean, Campbell was open to it. David Haney's in attendance.
What did you say to Canelo after that win?
I just wanted to thank him, man.
Man, I don't care what he said to Canelo right now. Like, look, man, right? Tank Garcia can't get mad at it. I don't think that fight happens, so we'll probably get Haney against Ryan. Haney is there. Why else would Haney be there other than he wants to fight him? They're both on the zone. It's an easy fight to make, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So We'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with that. I know Charles Miller. I can't say that at all. Tank hasn't fought anybody that makes me say, wow, like he beat that guy. So therefore, like, so we don't know yet. You know what I mean? You could argue Tank will be the favorite, probably, for sure. If Tank lands that right hand, it's good night. I'll say that all day, for sure. Would Ryan be open to that uppercut, though? I'm not sure, you know, but right now, what I want to say is I was really frustrated watching that fight in the second round, even before the knockdown. Right? I was saying, man, yo, like, stop headhunting, dude. Like, I felt he was headhunting a little too much. You know, and then he got clipped upstairs. Now, granted, every fighter, right, is going to have that moment like this. All right? Every fighter's going to have that moment where they're like, yo, they get hurt. Andre Ward had that moment where he got hurt before he became a world champion, and he survived it, you know. And we don't think much of it as boxing fans, right? But like, here's the reality: a lot of fighters don't pass that test. A lot of guys get hit like that. They either stay down, right, or they get up and they fight scared for the rest of their fucking career, or at the very least that fight. Ryan Garcia got up. He stood back up, and he kept pressuring the issue. And in my opinion, you could argue won the rest of that round. And so he's that kid that fell off the bike. You know, they always say when the kid falls off the bike, every parent knows this, right? The kid falls off the bike, what do you do right away? Tell him to get on that bike and keep riding, right? You don't tell, oh, no, let's stop riding for today. You know, we'll come back another day. No, that kid's going to be thinking about the time we fell the whole time, right? You fall off a horse. Yeah, you get back on that fucking horse ASAP. You get back on the saddle. Get back on the saddles, or there's some meaning behind that, right? He got back up on the saddle, and that's one thing. Whether or not he could beat the top guys is another discussion, but as a fighter, what we learned about Ryan is that he has some fight in him. That's a question I always had. I always asked, what's going to happen when he has that moment? I described it several times. I'm not sure. He could have laid there and he could have been like, fuck this bullshit. Well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be getting punched and knocked down. Fuck this, right? He could have said that. But I said he got up and then he kept, fighting this fight. A couple things I didn't like was when Ryan would have success upstairs, he'd start headhunting, and he almost do it excessively to where it became predictable, and that would allow Campbell to counter him, right? When he would throw to the body, it was open. He was landing hooks to the body early, and he just abandoned it because he hurt him upstairs several times. I like the right hand that he was landing, but again, he started becoming predictable, right? And Luke almost didn't even worry about the body shots at that point and allowed him to just cover upstairs. Now, someone may tell me, no, but DStyle, that was by design. He was ready to set that trap and hit him to the body. Could be. I just think he realized he had to go back to the body. I don't know if that body shot was meant to be a knockout blow. I just think he decided I need to go back to the body now. And that's what he did. It was very dangerous how he came out after he hurt Luke. By the way, Luke turned his back. And I think there has to be some reform in this sport. When a fighter turns their back like that, at the very least, that should be counted as you should give a count. It should be at least a knockdown. Okay? He turned his back and he cowered under, almost like standing up in the fetal position. And then the bell, come on, dude. That's just you can't be turning your back like that. All right? I've been seeing that a little too much. I saw Pulev do that to Joshua twice. And the ref just kind of stopped the action, let it continue. No, you can't turn your back like that on your opponent. You can't do that, bro. I just don't like that. That aside, after that round, though, Ryan comes out. Ryan starts throwing everything he's got. Like, bro, what did Luke do? He got hit with some of those, but he was just blocking them. And then it looked like Ryan got tired and allowed Luke to have some success in the later part of that round, right? And Luke also, by the way, I think Luke is a good fighter. He's just missing that X factor. He's just missing that one something, whether it's that power, the speed. Like, he's missing that attribute that will put him on top, right? He's a really good boxer. He's really well schooled. That's why he's a gold medalist, right? So he's going to give a lot of guys problems, right? But he's not going to be at the top. He's not going to be that top 5 guy. He'll be a top 10 guy, or just outside of the top 10. He can still become a world champion, but it's going to have to be until one of these guys leave. Like until one of these special talents, because we have beasts at 135. We got Teofimo Lopez. We have Devin Haney. We have Tank Davis that's going to campaign at the weight. Lomachenko, right? We have some hot, cute Puerto Rican prospects that will be climbing up the ranks. We have Nakatani. I mean, we have a lot of guys, right, that are really, really good. And I just don't know where Ryan fits right now. I think he's like a top 10 guy. Where in the top 10, I'm not sure. We have to see where Ryan's going to fall. We got to see where Lomachenko is going to remain before we proceed with that. I want to give a shout out to all you guys, man. A shout out to Sonteo, Phil, Zeno, A-Rod, Big Dog Willie, Zeno, Charles Miller, Boxing Dialogue, NYY Mex. All right. I give Ryan credit for responding after the knockdown. I've always thought he would fold in those type of situations. A lot of people did. He got hit with that. A lefty trying to block a shot to the body. Luke came to the loopy. He put down. Kudos to the young man. And he did recover from that. And then you saw that he just, he made a slight adjustment that never happened again, right? But he was still getting hit with right hands, though, a little too much. I think what Ryan should have done is never abandon the body, because that would have kept Luke thinking a little too much, and he wouldn't have, unloaded on Ryan that much either, right? He kept throwing to the body, and I think it's going to be a learning experience for Ryan, right? This was a big step up for him. And even though he made a lot of mistakes, even though it wasn't quite he didn't execute to the best of his abilities, right? And look at all the marks on Luke Campbell's face right now. I'm looking at it right now, right? He's got a big mark on his forehead, under the eye, on his cheek. I mean, he took some damage there, Luke. But another thing that Ryan showed me, he does have a right hand. He would land in the right hand on Luke. It's not as devastating as his hook, right? But, first time fighting a southpaw, first time getting knocked down. He passed a lot of tests today, and this is going to be a really good learning experience for him, right? But the mistakes you made today, you're not going to get away with it. Imagine he was in the ring with a Teofimo Lopez. You're not going to get away with this shit. Fight that level of opposition, right? You're just not. Imagine Tank Davis lights him up with a big right hand. You're not gonna be able to like get up. You're not gonna have a choice. You're gonna be like laid out in the sleep, right? So he has to make those proper adjustments, I believe, and he did in this fight. And he showed me a lot, and he passed with flying colors on a lot of things. But even Reynoso was telling him, right? His own trainer told him, "Hey man, you came out like swinging wildly out there, like you just unloaded everything. Like you can't do that at this higher level, right? I understand you hurt him at the end of the round and all that, but you can't just come out and unload everything. Like, what if he doesn't go out? What if you don't knock him out? And you're out of energy, and then like you got to deal with his offense for another minute or two. Well, that's not gonna work." I'm not saying don't pressure him. I'm not saying don't go out there and unload something, but don't empty the clip. Dude went out there and emptied the clip. Ryan went out there. Oh shit! Oh, here comes Luke. Here comes Luke. Pew pew pew. You got to deal with that shit now, man. Ryan came out. Oh shit! Everybody knows, so we got any more bullets for the clip? Nah, man, we're out to the next round. Right? Like you have the clip in the first minute. Dude. Man, he unloaded. Like, dude unloaded the whole magazine in a minute. You know what I mean? And then Luke spent the rest of the round going to the dude. Luke was open to the body that whole round. Like when he was trying to load on him, Luke was open to the body. The reason you got him upstairs like that, you were going to the body very well, and then you were able to counter him upstairs. Go back to what worked. But no, let me just unload everything. You know, that was a little, but it was a good learning experience, and Reynoso really got on him for that. Okay? He told him, man, you went out there, you freaking entered the damn clip. Like, what's the matter with you? You know? Ryan even, like, acknowledged it. He even, like, patted himself on the chest and said, my bad. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go out there. You can't, not at this level. You always got to leave some energy there just in case dude don't go out. You know? And I think Luke had that. He had his guard up high to block the power shots. He was open. He was open to the body, man. And I would like to see Ryan implement a little bit of what, like Canelo does a lot of this, man. Like Canelo, like he has like this way of like feigning shots and then going to the body, or you know, feigning like he's going to the body, comes upstairs with an uppercut or something like that. You know, I would like to see Ryan Garcia implement some of that, and maybe the longer we were in also, the more he could implement more of that. You know what I mean? Not just like you can't just rely on reflexes all the time. You know, a lot. You know, if sometimes good technique and schooling can overcome reflexes and natural ability. You know, so when someone is well schooled, you can't just depend on just your reflexes and power. You need a little more than that, and he did utilize more than that in this fight. But he almost blew it. Like what if that punch is a little sweeter on the sweet spot, and then you're knocked out? Then what? You know, what happens then? You have to be prepared, you know, for that. You know, so another thing Ryan I think can do, man. Like I remember, like you look like a Mickey Ward. You know, guys like Mickey Ward who, you know, never really became a world champion, despite what the movie tells you. You know, and he's known for those wars with Gotti, so people think this is rock'em sock'em guy. But Mickey Ward had a really nice, you know, hook to the body. But what he would do, he would just touch guys upstairs. Like he would just kind of like touch you, like the guard. He would touch you right there, up on the guard. You know, make sure that you know the opponent feels it against the glove. You know, but he wouldn't like, so he doesn't have to rechamber, you know, his arm. He would just touch him up there, and then boom, it would just go down to the body. Like little stuff like that. That's just an example that Ryan, I think, could implement, you know, and with his quickness and natural abilities can be a beast, right? Ryan, what people need to realize, man, he hasn't even touched his potential. He hasn't even reached as good as he can be. The truth is, a lot of people thought he was going to lose tonight. The people thought he was going to lose. He's better than you thought he was. You got to admit that. You know what I mean? So, and he stopped Luke Campbell. No one's ever stopped Luke Campbell. Lomachenko didn't stop Luke Campbell. No, it's not a real belt, babe. No, it's not. So we learned about the kid. We know he has some fight in him. You know, that's what we learned about him. We learned that when he gets knocked down, it's going to get back up and fight. A lot of guys didn't pass that test, man. A lot of guys, when they were put in this position, completely failed. So I think Ryan did. You know, I think he did pretty solid. I think, you know, Nobody's perfect, so he has a lot to work on. And there's things that I see that I believe he could get better at and become even a better fighter. So we will see where this goes, right? And if he fights Tank and loses to Tank, oh well. And I'm done worrying about who loses and who wins. Guys are going to lose, and guess what? Guess what happens? They go fight somebody else, right? Jermell Charlo lost. Jermell Charlo lost the fight. Look at him now. One fight away from being undisputed champion, 154 pounds. Salvador Sanchez had a loss early in his career. Look at him now. Passed away at 23, but he's a legend. Canelo lost to Floyd Mayweather early in his career. Guess what? Look at him now. I don't give a shit who loses, and as boxing fans, we need to stop shaming guys when they lose. Because that's why these guys don't want to fight each other. That's why guys are scared to fight. Because if they lose, like, oh, they think like, oh, the fans won't watch me no more. They're gonna say, LOL, he lost. If you lose, you lose. If you lose, you fucking lose. And that's it. At the end of the day, if you lose, you lose. Luke Campbell, a gold medalist boxer who, while Lomachenko clearly won, gave Lomachenko a really good fight. And Loma didn't stop him. Loma dropped him, but he didn't stop him. Ryan Garcia stopped him with a nice body shot, and you could go back and you can actually say, man, Ryan could have done this, and that better. Right? The fact that we can say Ryan could have fought better and he beat Luke Campbell tells me a lot. Stop downplaying the boxing world. Stop making it seem like only 2 guys are good and 20 guys are good. Some are just better. Some are fucking beasts. Some are great athletes in our sport. Stop downplaying the sport, Brian. God damn, bro. Stop downplaying it. Upplay it. Pump it up like you do UFC. These guys are warriors. Come on. Not just 1 or 2 guys are good in the sport of boxing. Hundreds are. Some are just better than others. And that's it. We're hurting our sport by making it seem like no one's good and only like 1 or 2 guys are good. A lot of guys are great boxers. They're really, really good. We have great athletes in our sport. Stop downplaying it. Top 10 guys are good. They're really, really good. It's not easy getting in the top 25 in boxing. Top 10, it's not easy. Get into a title shot, it isn't easy. These are great athletes. That's what boxing is. If we keep like, no, man, those guys are bums. This guy sucks. Like, only, like, imagine if I came on here and I acted like Teofimo's the only guy that's good in the whole weight class. I mean, Teofimo's okay, but everybody else is a bunch of bums in the lightweight division today, really. None of these dudes could box. Like, well, why would anybody fucking watch the sport? Why would anybody do that? Right? Why would anybody do that? These were 2 top 5 dudes fighting. It's a big deal. Pump it up like you pump up the UFC fights, Brian, because I know you do. You pump up non-title fights over there with top 5 guys and praise them for doing it. Praise boxing for making this fight. Praise it. It's time to be more positive about the sport. That's what I'll say about that. Let's go on ABN. He says he's impressed. Afro-Rican, I appreciate the support. I saw the knockdown he got up to kill Campbell. I'm impressed with Ryan. He showed hard. He did. He did show hard. There are people that questioned whether or not Ryan Garcia, because it's not easy getting clipped like that, getting socked in the face, knocked down. and then getting back up and going back to what you were doing. It's not an easy thing. I praise fighters for overcoming adversity like that. That tests their mettle. That tells a lot about them. That's what that does. That's what that does. We learn a lot about these fighters when we see stuff like that. Now, with all that said, do I think he could beat a Teofimo Lopez? Well, I didn't think he could beat him before this fight. I still don't think he could beat him. Do I think he beats Tank? I would favor Tank. Do I think he beats Haney? A lot of dudes are really convinced about Haney. Haney hasn't fought anybody. So I don't know. At the end of the day, right side. Hey, thank you for that. Garcia knocked down a guy who was never stopped before. Campbell's a legitimate top 5 lightweight. He deserves full credit for the victory. Absolutely. Boxing fan, we're so fickle. We make the sport this sport. We make it seem like it's the easiest thing in the world. We make top 10 guys sound like they're a bunch of bums, and it's getting old already. Like, no, these are 2 elite boxers in their weight class fighting. Oh, were they the very best? No, because they haven't proven they're the best in the weight class. All right? Campbell's lost twice to 2 guys, so he's not the very best, but he's at the very least a top 10 guy. Ryan's a top 10 guy. This was a good fight. All right? That's what this was. Simple as that. He got right back up. Yes, he did. And then nobody could tell me when he got knocked down, it wasn't in the back of your head. Like, okay, we're going to find out if this kid's for real now. This is what we look forward to in the sport of boxing. Every boxer goes through this moment. Some pass, some don't. It's the way it is. A lot of you are new to boxing. Trust me. You're going to see prospects. They're going to look like the real deal. They're going to go through that moment. They're not going to pass the test. I'm going to tell you that right now. They clip like that, and they're never the same. Ryan was the same immediately. Like, he got right in front of him. I'm good. Yeah, Trinidad went down all the time, G-Funk. Absolutely. You went down all the time. At the end of the day, does it mean he could beat a top 5 guy? Or another one? I don't know. Because it's hard to beat a top 5 guy. But I'll tell you this right now. Ryan Garcia showed he belongs. That's what he showed. He didn't quite convince me he's the best, but he convinced me he belongs. And he convinced me that we should put him in the ring with one of the top guys. That's what he showed me. You know, some people don't feel he has a shot against Tank. Fair enough. Fair enough. But he's calling out Tank. He wants to fight Tank. Right? So why not? If it's a piece of cake, Tank knocks him out, and we keep it moving. And okay, what's next for Tank? What's next for Ryan after that? It's whatever. We got to keep it moving. 2021, it's going to be the year where we just keep it moving. Let's get these guys in the ring. Let's get them to fight each other. And if they lose. And we keep it moving. Simple as that. Nobody thought Morales was going to beat Pacquiao, right? And they didn't think. Why did they think that? Because Barrera beat Morales and Pacquiao destroyed Pacquiao. You know, destroyed Barrera. I'm sorry, right? Barrera beat Morales. Pacquiao destroyed Barrera. Oh, well, it's obvious he's going to beat Morales, right? No, Morales pulled out a great performance, beat Pacquiao, right? Because they just kept it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep the ball rolling and keep it. You lose, okay, no problem. Keep it moving. Keep fighting each other. This guy's going to be that guy, and that guy's going to be this guy, and we just keep it moving. Just like that. Just keep it moving at the end of the day. So what did Ryan lose? Think so? They don't just have to fight another day and fight somebody else, and then Tank fights somebody else. And the day's going to come where Tank loses. And when that day comes, guess what? No problem. Get up. Maybe you'll beat the guy that beat you. We keep it moving. Simple as that. At 140, we're going to see Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor fans keep telling me, well, you can't beat him, though. So, okay, that's your opinion. Let's make the fight happen. If Ramirez loses, we keep it moving. Hashtag, we keep it moving. Simple as that. Fun fight, by the way. Fun fight. You think he'll be the next Victor Ortiz? I don't know, man. I don't know. Does a young Ortiz get up from that like that? I don't know. Maybe. With that said, guys, I want to thank you for coming on and all that good stuff. Enjoy your weekend. I don't know when I'll be back again on here, but I'll definitely be on for Hispanic Cause and Panic on Tuesday. Roundtable on Thursday. Members only 99 cents. You could support DStyleBoxing Live. The members already know the special guest on Tuesday and a special panelist that we'll have on Thursday. That's what you get when you're a member. You know right away. You know what I mean? So that's all I have to say about that. This is DStyleBoxing. Keep it boxing.